In a moment, we will begin our prayer. So probably you want to be cool for preparation to our Gita's lecture. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापित्यत सर्वं त्रिलोक्यं सहचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितं पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दैवैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। We will go in Dhyan. I will bring you back. Om, Om, Om. With this, we will begin our study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, narrated by Bhagwan himself. We stop at stanza number 25th of this chapter. And there was a short question raised by Sri Chandrakant Bhai. I wanted to throw some more light on that. He says, Na aham prakashaha. Prakash here does not mean light. Prakash means manifestation. I'm not manifested. In this chapter, he has slowly started giving his introduction. Many people want to see him. They say, but I can't see him. They don't know that he is na prakasha, not manifested. Actually, in different form, he is fully manifested. Really? What is this confusion then? That is where comes that Chandrakant Bhai. He says Yogamaya. It is same thing, the Yogamaya. In the sky, the cloud make up because of sun. The water evaporates and goes up and become cloud. Cloud exists because the sun exists. And when the cloud covers the sun disappears. The same phenomenon is going here. Mudaha ayam na abhijanati. In the second line he says, deluded so much. Deluded so much. By the cloud of Maya. And where is the Maya originating? The Maya originating from he himself, the Supreme. Cloud also originate because of sun. And this Maya also originate because of that Supreme. And he says, Mudaha ayam na abhijanati. This deluded, where is the delusion coming? There is another stanza coming here. That at the time of the birth, the duality, the duals, is veiling the newborn right away. By what? What is the dual here? In chapter 2 also that dual came in a very potent form. Raga dvesha viyuktaihi. Rag and dvesh, attraction and repulsion, liking and disliking. In the next stanza he will say, Ichcha dveshaha. What is a good example? The life and death is a good example. Everybody want to live. Ichcha. There is a desire to live. Nobody want to happily say that, oh, it's okay if I die tomorrow. It's okay. No. Look at this. There is rag and dvesh. જીવવામાં રાગ છે, મરવામાં દ્વેષ છે. And this phenomenon is moh. An amazing thing. In fact, the whole life from the moment of the birth, everybody has lived in this cloud of Maya. This pair of opposites, liking and disliking. The day, the litmus test, if somebody want to say, I am yogi now, the day there is equal preference for desire and dvesh, there is no clinging to the life. There is no unacceptance to the moment of the death. That is what he's saying. So please let us be aware and awaken that we are all enveloped by Maya. Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. એવું એણે ઘણી વાર કહ્યું. Many times he's saying, therefore, hey Arjun, become yogi. Yogi means the balance, the samtulan. The same way, with same respect we treat life, we have to treat with the same respect the moment of the death, the moment of changing this body. At that moment is the moment of happiness. And just try to visualize that undual, non-dual. That is how the yogi will depart. This chapter is extremely heavy duty. He's taking to the reality of the life. If we observe from chapter 7 onwards, two things are happening simultaneously. He is introducing himself, and Arjuna has not yet awakened to ask him the question. In the following chapter, the beginning 2 stanza, he is asking the question with 7 questions in 2 stanzas. But even in those 7 questions, he is not suspecting that this Krishna, the human, is not talking like a human. Yet, he is so much into the friendship. he still visualizes him as a very intelligent friend, as a very intelligent human being. He has not yet the spark in the mind. And no, wait a minute. This kind of things and this kind of logics cannot flow from ordinary human being. A little bit of puzzle here. But that is what the Yoga Maya thing. Veda aham. I know. Veda aham. Aham, I. Veda, no. I know. What does he know? Samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna. Bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Oh. Even this stanza would create the doubt. He is not a human being. I know everybody. I know the Bhutani. I know the beings of Bhutkar. I know the beings of Vartaman Kar. And I will know the beings of the future. But mam tu vedana kaschan. Tu means but. But mam mane to me na veda kaschan. મને તો કોઈ ઓળખતું નથી. Kaschan, nobody. Nobody knows me. બધાને હું જાણું. Over here, there should be a question. Really? How do you know everybody? How do you know multitudes? You know everybody and we don't know you? No, you are in the chariot right now, holding the reins of the horses. What do you mean? The question is very open. At least as the student of the Gita, I think we should start realizing or visualizing the Supreme Personality now on. We are with the Supreme now on. That should be the visualization we have. And as we progress, the visualization should reach to the point that he is the only one. There is nobody out there. Non-dual, Advait, each to each Barela. મીરા મંદિરમાં ધસી ગઈ. એને બધા પૂજારીઓએ બૂમ પાડીને ઊભી રાખી. Hey, only Purusha can enter this temple, not woman. And Meera humbly answered, my fellows, which Purush? There is only one Purush. Which Purush you are talking about? Who is entering? There is only one. And some wise pujari realize what she is talking about. They let them in. First woman in that temple. Can you believe that that is Hinduism? The believer of non-dual? Many such things also have happened. That is amazing. Okay, here is that beautiful stanza coming, which I just in the beginning use in order to explain that Yoga Maya. Icha dvesham uttena dvandva mohena bharata. What kind of dvandva mohena? By what kind of dvandva moha? Mohan is a TGV Bhakti instrumental. By dvandva mohena. By dvandva moha. It is a TGV Bhakti. Where is that coming from? Icha dvesham uttena. Coming out from icha and dvesh. અને ઈચ્છા ને દ્વેષ ક્યાંથી આવ્યા પાછા? સર્વભૂતાની सम्मोहम सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप. Sarge yanti. Sarge, at the time of birth, yanti. Yanti means clutch. At the time of birth, they are in the clutch. Who? Who are in the clutch? Sarva bhutani, all beings. All beings by dvandva mohen coming from icha and dvesh, they are in the clutch of moha. They are swinging between desire and dvesha. They are swinging between liking and aversion. Swing, it's a swing. Like this. They keep going on. Like is like. Like is like. There is nothing in between. And they don't even think, why in the world I'm on this swing? What is this swing? They don't realize this is out of the dvandva moha. Marvelous stanza here. By the delusion of the pairs of opposites arising from desire and aversion, all beings are subject to illusion at birth. That is what he's saying, at birth. Oh my God. When the child come out from mother's womb, nobody is there to tell the child, oh my God, you are in the clutch of these duels for the whole life. Oh my God. Isn't that amazing? Did anybody so far said when a child is born that, hey, go and tell him or her that you are in the clutch? Did somebody say so? Because nobody knows. What a potent wisdom here. And what an eye-opening wisdom here. It is not a simple wisdom. We are going through very eye-opening thing. Marvelous eye-opening thing. It happened to Buddha only in few moments. We have been into Gita since January. We will probably go through December of this year. By that end, our goal is transformation. Our goal is transformation. In few moments of isolation, please try to go again, rerun some of the beauty of life. And remember, we are in the swing. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. But here is but coming. And but is very important part. It is in connection with the previous stanza. Previous stanza displayed a very pathetic situation that we are in the swing. So in order to remove that pathetic situation, he has come to rescue here. Yesham tu antagatam papam. જેના પાપોનો અંત આવી ગયેલો છે અંતગતમ તે દ્વંદ્વ મોહ નિર્મુક્તાઃ ભજન્તે મામ દ્રઢવ્રતાઃ. ઓહો, કોઈક તો છે, એણે પાછી આ ધીરજ આપવા બેઠો. Is showing tremendous comfort here. No. But yesham tu antagatam papam. જેના પાપોનો અંત આવી ગયેલો છે. Whose bad actions are destroyed. Those jananam, those people. Of those people, jananam is Chatti Vibhakti Bahuvachan. Punya Karmanam also Chatti Vibhakti Bahuvachan. But those people whose bad actions are dissolved and who have done all the Punya Krutam, means the good actions, those Dvandva Moha Nirmuktaha, those kind of people free from the swing of the dual. Bhajante mam dradavratah. Those people, wow. Bhajante mam dradavratah. Dradavrata. એમની કે આજે કર્યું ને કાલે ભૂલી જવાનું. દ્રઢવ્રતા. With a solidarity. Every moment they are into that. Bhajante mam. But they are into me. Those people whose pap have destroyed and who are doing only punya krutam. Those people. So that is what another group of people. In the previous group, he used the phrase mudaha. Can you believe that? Mudaha. Mohit thai gaila. મોહિત, કેવો સરસ શબ્દ છે. જરા મરણ મોક્ષાય મામ આશ્રિત્ય યતંતી યે. ઘડપણ અને મૃત્યુ થી મુક્તિને માટે મોક્ષાય, ચોથી વિભક્તિ, ફોર લિબરેશન, મામ આશ્રિત્ય યતંતી યે. They are doing efforts by coming to me. Te brahma tad viduhu krishnam adhyatmam karmam cha akhilam. He is kind of loudly speaking about those people in this second stanza again. Those who take refuge in me, mam asritya. Those who take refuge in me and strive for deliverance from decay and death. Decay is Garpa, Jara Maran. They realize in full that Brahman, the individual self, and all karma. They clearly see all these things. So that is, he is classifying into two kind of people. One who are blind because of wrong notion, moh. સૂરજ તો છે પણ ક્લાઉડ આવી ગયું એટલે એમ કે સૂરજ નથી. નો, એ તો છે પાછળ. સો પાછળ સૂરજ જોનારા પેલા પુણ્યકૃતામ, આગળથી જોનારા સૂરજ નથી, એ મૂઢા. There are two kind of people. He is describing both kind of people and giving us the opportunity. Where do we stand? That is really marvelous. Where do we stand? Sa adhibhuta adhidevam. This is a marvelous sandhi here. Sa, and then adhibhuta. There are adi. Three phrases coming. Adhibhut, જે temporary છે. Adhidevam mam sa adhiyagnam cha ye viduhu. Sa means with. Adhibhuta adhideva. Evam mam sa adhiyagnam cha ye viduhu. Prayanakale apichamam te viduhu yukta chetasaha. He has not given the meaning of this adhibhut, adhidev, adhiyagna. Those people who know those three different phrases, but he has not given the meaning. That is why in the beginning of the following chapter, Arjuna is asking 7 questions all of a sudden. And these 3 are in those 7 questions. So be patient, please. It's coming. This is also his style. He sometimes create the suspense and then, oh, no, wait a minute, I'm here. So, prayana kale apichamam te viduhu yukta chetasaha. Prayana kale means, where is prayana? કઈ જાત્રાએ અહીંયા માણસ જવાનો હશે? પ્રયાણ કાલે, અરે હવે એ દેહ ત્યાગે છે, પ્રયાણ કાલે. તે વખતે એને બધું જ ભાન છે. અધિભૂત, અધિયજ્ઞ, અધિદૈવ, એ બધું ભાન છે એને. Now, the answer or confusion, anything arise in this stanza number 29 and 30, that is what Arjuna is going to ask elaborately, and we will have the answer, so please be patient. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvad Gnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Saptamo Adhyaya. In the Upanishad of Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Brahman, the Supreme, the science of yoga, and the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, this is the seventh discourse designated the yoga of knowledge and realization. This is a typical tradition that at the end of the adhyaya, we bow down. So when we bow down, all of the essence, by the grace of Bhagavan, it just stays here. That is what the philosophy is. So we have finished chapter 7 was the beginning after the first block of 6 chapters. You might have observed that there are sparkles. Oh, wait a minute, this is who I am. There are sparkles. So it is the beginning from the 7th chapter. He is slowly revealing, slowly. I hope we stop saying that horses reign in his hands. We all hope together. Oh man. You will see as we go along and know more and more of him, the capital him. I bet we all will have our eyes wet. Why so? The Supreme, the Brahman, the Almighty, the non-dual has become Sarthi here. That visualization of the Sarthi will definitely put all of us into good dhyana. Just relax for that moment. That he, the Supreme, what is the need of becoming that position? For him, અને આપણે બધા અહીંયા વર્ણાગીરી કર્યા કરીએ અને આ જોઈએ પેલું જોઈએ હું આવો છું. Really? તું એવો પ્રયાણ કાલે વિચારજે કે એવો. So this is now the 8th chapter we are entering. Akshar Brahma Yoga. You may have a different name. The yoga of the imperishable Brahman. Imperishable, never vanishing. And here is Arjun again. In a couple of stanzas, he is going to ask some questions. The questions which are arising from the last two stanzas of chapter 7. Kim tad Brahma? Tevari Brahma શું છે? Kim? Kim tad Brahma? Kim adhyatmam? એવરી આધ્યાત્મ શું છે? જોયું એ શબ્દો ત્યાં આવતા હતા છેલ્લા શ્લોકની અંદર. કિમ કર્મ પુરુષોત્તમ અધિભૂતમ ચ કિમ પ્રોક્તમ અધિદૈવમ કિમ ઉચ્યતે. 5 questions here in this stanza. કિમ ઉચ્યતે? શું કહેવાય છે? Passive voice. So in the Gita, whenever there is a need for passive voice, કોણ બોલે છે એ જાણવાની જરૂર નથી, શું બોલે છે એ જાણવાની જરૂર છે. એટલે અહીંયા કિમ ઉચ્યતે, શું કહેવાય છે. So there is a marvelous choice of the line also. What is that Brahman? Kim tad Brahma? What is Adhyatma? What is karma? What is said to be abhibhuta, adhibhuta? Is said proktam. Proktam means is said. And what is called adhideva? And then the question continues in the second stanza. Adhiyagnaha katham? Katham, how? Adhiyagnaha katham kaha atra dehe asmin madhusudana. Prayana kale cha katham jneya asi niyat atma bihi. Niyat atma bihi. ત્રીજી વિભક્તિ બહુવચન. જે નિયમમાં રહેનારા આત્માઓ છે તેના દ્વારા નિયત આત્મભિહિ. નિયત આત્મભિહિ શું પૂછી રહ્યો છે? કથમ જ્ઞેયઃ અસી? એ નિયમિતતાથી નિયત કંટ્રોલ્ડની અંદર રહેલા આત્માઓ છે તે તને કેવી રીતે જાણશે? કથમ, હાઉ? જ્ઞેયઃ અસી, તને ઓળખશે. When? What time? પ્રયાણ કાલે. પાછું આવ્યું એ પ્રયાણ કાલે. બધા જીવનમાં અનેક પ્રસંગોમાં ધમાકા થતા હોય છે. પરણવા જાય, મોટા વરઘોડા ચાલે. જનારો એકલો જ જતો હોય છે. પ્રયાણ કાલે જરાક કોઈ વાર મોમેન્ટ મળી જાય તો ખૂણામાં આ પ્રયાણ કાળ છે એમ બેસ્ટ. આ પ્રયાણ કાળ, એમાં કોઈ અપશુકન નથી. આ પ્રેક્ટિસ ઘણી સારી છે. વરઘોડામાં ગયેલા એનાથી પણ અનેક ગણો મોટો આ પ્રસંગ. એ ગીતામાં વારે ઘડીએ આવશે. અધિયજ્ઞ કથમ કહ અત્ર દેહે અસ્મિન મધુસૂદન. Who and how is Adhiyagna here? He is asking another 6 question here. And how at the time of death, Pranakale, you are to be known by the self-controlled, Niyata Atmabihi, self-controlled. How would they know? How would they know you? So he has 7 questions in 2 stanzas. And the entire chapter will be working on in answering these 7 questions. So the first thing we need to do is remember these 7 questions. Marvelous questions, marvelous, marvelous questions. It is mainly talking about Pranakale. Second thing is Katham Gneyah Asi. Tane kevi rite janvano te time. At that time. અત્યારે નહીં. અત્યારે તો મારી બધી ઈચ્છાઓ પૂરી થાય છે. અત્યારે નહીં, પ્રયાણ કાલે. કથમ જ્ઞેયઃ અસી. તને કેવી રીતે જાણવો? તને ઓહો, તને જાણવો કેવી રીતે? શ્રી ભગવાન ઉવાચ. અક્ષરમ બ્રહ્મ પરમમ સ્વભાવ આધ્યાત્મમ ઉચ્યતે. ભૂતભાવો ઉદ્ભવ કરો કરઃ વિસર્ગ કર્મ સંનિતઃ. The imperishable is Brahman. Aksharam Brahma Param. Param means supreme. The imperishable Brahman, the supreme. Its dwelling in the individual body is called Adhyatma. Do you see here what is the meaning of Adhyatma? The sparkles of the Brahman is in all the beings. And that phenomenon is Adhyatma. The offering which causes the origin of beings is called karma. Karma is a big thing. There are 6 mimamsas in Hinduism, 6 philosophies. Among them is the Purva Mimamsa, which is completely about the karma, action. And there it is explained that even we are born out of the action. Nothing happens. So there is so much correlation between the karma, action, and the phenomena of the world. That is in one of the 6 scriptures. I would not go there, but there are some beautiful points of that scripture floating in the Gita as well. Adhibhutam ksharaha bhavaha. Adhibhut pertains to the perishable nature. Perishable. આપણે બધા the body and all that thing is perishable. That is adhibhut. Adhibhutam ksharaha bhava. Ksharaha means temporary, perishable. Purushaha cha adhidevatam. And who is Adhideva? Adhideva? Purusha. What is the meaning of Purusha? પૂરે વસતી સહ પુરુષ બહુવ્રીહી સમાસ. પૂરમાં રહે એ પુરુષ. કયું પૂર વરી? વિચ પૂર? નગર? વિચ સિટી? We are the nine-gated palace, the city, and there is he dwelling. He is called Purusha. And that Purusha is Purushaha cha Adhideva. And that Purush staying in this Pura Nagari of 9 gates is called Adhideva. See, here are all the definitions coming. Adhiyagna aham eva atra. અને ભાઈ અહીંયા તો અધિયજ્ઞ તો હું જ છું. અધિયજ્ઞ અહમ એવ અત્ર. દેહ દેહ ભૃતાંબર. વર means best. કોનું best? દેહ ભૃતામ. The embodied, the people who have bodies, they are called embodied. Embodied. So here something like this goes. Adhibut pertains to the perishable nature, and Purusha is the Adhidevata, and I alone am the Adhiyagna here in the body. So I will go one more stanza and stop there. Antakale. And again there is Antakale. There was Pranakale, now it is Antakale. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva klevaram. Chhalle jati vakate, at the time of departure, at the end, whoever leaves the body by remembering me, smaran મુક્ત્વા ક્લેવરમ. શરીરનો ત્યાગ મને સ્મરણ કરતા કરતા. સ્મરણ મુક્ત્વા. Muktva is a garund. It's called garund in Sanskrit. Klevaram, body. Yaha prayati saha madbhavam yati. જે મને સ્મરતા સ્મરતા દેહ ત્યાગે તે તો મને જ પામે. Will reach me. ન અસ્તિ અત્ર સંશય. એમાં તો અહીંયા કોઈ શંકા નથી. ન અસ્તિ does not exist. What does not exist? સંશય. અહીંયા તો કોઈ શંકા નથી. મારું નામ લેતો લેતો આવવાનો એ તો મારી પાસે આવવાનો. There are tons and tons of good points. I think we will definitely enjoy those. But I think I will stop here, and I will take any questions, confusion, clarification that you need. Please feel free to ask, and we will discuss that.
અમૃતભાઈ, તમે 7મો અધ્યાય આપણે કરતા હતા ત્યારે મીરાબાઈનો દાખલો આપ્યો. ત્યારે મીરાબાઈએ જે કહ્યું એ તમે કીધું કે પુરુષ એક જ છે વગેરે. પણ મીરાબાઈ અને એવા બીજા ઘણા ભક્તો એ બધા દ્વૈત ભાવી ગણાય કે નહીં? દ્વૈતમ. કારણ કે એ લોકો એ બધા ભક્તો એટલા બધા ભક્તિમાં મશગુલ હતા કે એ લોકો એમ પણ કહેતા કે અમારે તમારા તમારાથી જુદા જ રહેવું છે કે જેથી અમે તમારી ભક્તિ માણી શકીએ, ભક્તિનો રસ લઈ શકીએ. એટલે કે એ લોકો દ્વૈત ભાવ ચાલુ રાખવા માટે તૈયાર હતા. તો આમાં દ્વૈત અને અદ્વૈત વચ્ચે કાંઈ કયું વધારે સારું, કયું ઓછું સારું, એવું કાંઈ ખરું?
Actually, it will become little bit harder to see the reality that there is in the Dvait also. The way they have treated the Dvait, like Krishna with Mira, or Narsi and Krishna, or Surdas and Krishna. To them, the human form, that was everything, nothing else. And whenever one has the feeling of nothing else, there is nothing else, zero. So that one body is Advait for him.
Okay.
It's only in the language. That is why Buddha had the style. I give Buddha's example a lot. Somebody would say, is God Advait? And he would not speak in words, he would nod his head. And another devotee believing in duality would ask a similar question. Is God a human form? And Buddha would say again. And what does it mean? What is the answer here? Hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. They are both different labels on the same non-dual Brahman. The labels attached to that one entity. So for ordinary people, that is a good mathematician would easily see this concept that it is only in the language, not in the reality.
Thank you.
See this point, and
Thank you.
if you or whoever still has a dilemma, like my good friend Prakash Thakur has always preference for duality. And being a very logical person, he always tries to defeat me. And my only answer to him, please be patient and you will have the visualization. Because for a person who is putting good efforts, the reality will never be able to escape. That will come to that person. Put the honest effort. મારી મચેડીને નથી કરવાનું કોઈ વસ્તુ. Put the efforts and eventually that truth will come to you. Not you go to the truth. Truth will walk to you. Believe me, if you believe me. Another question?
Amritai,
Yeah.
the last shloka, Antakale, one who leaves the body remembering me, will reach me, no doubt about it. The biggest question and obstacle is to remember him in Antakala. And how to accomplish that, I remember somebody said the best only way to do that is by remembering him all the time. Then it will come spontaneously at the end of when the day he leaves the deha. I want to know just your thoughts about that.
There will be a stanza coming in which there is a phrase with a heavy emphasis. કે ભાઈ આ મરતી વખતે કેવી રીતે હું યાદ રાખવાનો? So there is the answer coming. Abhyasa yogena. I believe you being a Sanskrit student will understand. Abhyasa yogena means જ્યારે નવરાત પડે અને ખૂણામાં કોઈ ના હોય અને જેવી રીતે નાટક ભજવવાના પહેલા તેનું રિહર્સલ ચાલ્યા જ કરતું હોય છે. એમને નાટક નથી ભજવાઈ જતો હોતો. તેમાં એ નાટક છે. જરીક પ્રેક્ટિસની જરૂર છે એટલે અભ્યાસ યોગેન. There is also stanza coming later on. Shanaihi shanaihi means slowly, slowly. Shanaihi shanaihi uparmet buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. Dhruti, dhiraj. Gruhitaya. Atmastham manah krutva. આત્માની અંદર મનને ગોઠવીને ન કિંચિત અપી ચિંતયેત અને મનને સુવાડી દેવાનું ક્રેડલની અંદર સુઈ જાય. હે મન, એ મન તું 70, 80, 90 વર્ષ સુધી બહુ દોડ્યું, થાકી ગયેલું છે, સુઈ જા હવે. And this thinking will be rooted in your soul, not mind, in your soul. Marvelous question though, but one of the beauty of the Gita is in 700 stanzas, there are answers also. The only problem is it's the memory કે કયે દાડે કયો શ્લોક વંચાયેલો એ બધું આગળ જતા જતા ભૂલાવા માંડશે. But if we have the practice to repetitively study, I think Gita will become only one drop of nectar. The stanza, whenever you will have a question, for example, the stanza will come like a wasp and start spinning around your head very speedily. There are a lot of phenomena here, undescribable. And eventually there will be no question. There will be no question at all. પરમ શાંતિ સિવાય કંઈ બચવાનું નથી.
Amritbhai,
Yeah.
this is Chandrakant speaking.
Yes.
I grew up in a family, and I'm sure there are a lot of families among the Hindus that will first thing in the morning say, we grew up with Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna.
Right.
Everybody said Jai Shri Krishna to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And they would also recite a little prayer before a meal, and at night before retiring again say Jai Shri Krishna. I guess that's the abhyas you're thinking about, repetition, repetition. Of course, a lot of it times it's just the words that are said, but the thought has to be in that part too. So, somebody might say Jai Shri Ram or Jai Mata Di, whatever. The idea is, I guess, to continue that abhyas, that at the time of death, that will come naturally to you.
Right.
I just thought, what is your comment on that one?
The comment is not thinking in the mind. The spiritual study is done not by mind but by soul. We are studying this Gita not by mind but by soul. Atmastham manah krutva. મનને તો આત્માના ક્રેડલની અંદર સુવાડી દીધું. મન તો સૂઈ ગયું હવે એક રમકડા લઈને. આત્મા છે બચેલો. And behind the soul is that big self. So that Atma is looking to the big self now, not the mind is looking anybody. The mind has only the books of the whole life. Don't even try to bring the mind here at that time. પહેલું તો એને કેમ ઉગાડવું, ઊંઘાડી દેવું. Put to sleep. How? We should have that siddhi. After that, the Atma will deal with everything. You won't believe in Atma, there will be tremendous amount of supermind get evolved. He knows everything. He remembers everything. Let him take care of you, not mind. Mind has done tons and tons and tons of drudgery, whole life, even in sleep. No. Put the mind to sleep. Put the mind in the cradle, I would say. Means with the tremendous love and affection like to a small child you would put in the cradle. Put the mind in the cradle. And the mind, like the young child, when the child is put in the cradle by a mother, would have a tremendous santwan and will go to sleep. These are marvelous phenomena. These are not taught anywhere in the literature. These people with the yoga school, they would rip you off. They would put the music and this and that. And I don't believe in that external gadgets pushing you in dhyana. Dhyan comes by the right understanding. And I think we all need, as a human being, we all need to have a damn good practice to go in dhyan as long as we want to. It is doable. It is not impossible. It is doable. It can be done. It can be done.
If I may interject, Amrit Bhai. Sorry. If I may interject, Amrit Bhai.
Yeah.
From what I understand, yoga is not an action. Nobody can do an action and do yoga. What they're talking about in the Western culture usually is yoga asanas, doing physical asanas, nothing, not to do anything to with the yoga.
Yeah.
Dhyana is something one
That
can learn and reach.
those asanas are aids, are the help. They are trying to correct the body first, so it would not become an upadrav at the time of dhyana. But the yoga is the action of the soul, not even of the mind. So to forget about the body thing. Body doesn't come in here. So the yoga sun, there is a different things. It has the phrase yoga, but there is also asan. Asan means exercises. Yoga mateni exercise. Tenu naam yogasan. It has nothing to do with the yoga. And most of the yogasan shalas, they are, somebody might have gone to India and might have remembered a couple of phrases and just do that wrong thing, totally wrong, misleading thing. But everybody does, everybody does whatever. And there is only one in a million find the right way. Not everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Chandrakant Bhai?
Yes. Thank you, Amrit Bhai. I just wanted to, because this is being exploited commercially so much in the West that the whole ultimate meaning of yoga, I mean, is just been corrupted completely.
It is. But the people like us coming from India, we should be aware about those thugs, and not be cheated by that.
Yeah, but it is so easy for our next generation to get into the flow of things, and uh,
The next generation, let me give you an example. Mercy Irwin, when he was only 5 years old, his attorney father put him in England. He grew up in England until 28 years of age,
hmm,
completely in Western world. But at the age of 29, when he landed at the Mumbai harbor, that was his first samadhi coming out of the vessel.
hmm,
So don't think the Western culture, what would they do? We worry too much about our children. That is the problem here. They have their own destiny. They have their own karma. They have their own mind. They have their own soul. You and I need not interrupt their process.
as Khalil Gibran said,
Not even worry about. None of our business.
right, as Khalil Gibran said, your children are not your children. They are only born through you.
Exactly. We are only nimit.
Yep. No, and obviously that soul has a purpose being born in a different country, which is why we came here, and that's what their destiny was.
Yeah, but being born in a different country probably might bring more leverage for them to be more Indian.
Possibly, yes.
I give you let me give you a very live example. I landed here in this country when I was 30. I'm 77 now. And all of my education, everything, not just the scientific education, but the spiritual education, everything happened in this country. And you may have an argument that, well, I had the Indian culture, but that was not an excuse though, but because I would have become here alcoholic, smoker, all kind of things, and living a different kind of life. But when I took the plane on 16th of June, 1974, in my bag, there was only one thing, Synthesis of Yoga by Maharishi Arvind. And I did not have even clothes. I had only night pajama to kind of sleep that night because my friend told me, don't bring anything. And I didn't take anything with me. I had just one little treasure in my bag.
You are right, Amrit Bhai. Actually, I was exposed to spirituality growing up as a little boy. My father was fairly into this spirituality, so I was exposed to it. But my contemporaries in India right now, who we went to medical college together, you see much less interest in spirituality than I think many of us who are in this country. Perhaps I don't know what the reason for that is. I guess the longing for going back and connecting with the culture. But it is not anything to do with being in India or being here. In fact, I think it's much easier here for us to connect with a lot of spiritual leaders and exchange spiritual thoughts.
I would not, it is an accidental that somebody is in India and somebody is here and all that. It is accidental. However, the external things has nothing to do with the temperament. It is the inner call which comes as a result of the sum total of the past life. Not this past life, this one, the many, many, many past lives.
Yes.
There is a call within, and the human being just follow that call. It may be spiritual, it may be doing business, it may be whatever, but it is the call from within, which is the sum total of the previous lives. Nobody can change that. એને દોરડે બાંધી રાખો તો છૂટા મૂકો એટલે તે જ કરવાના છે.
Right.
Nothing else.
Thank you.
રવિન્દ્રનાથ ટાગોરને કુંડાળામાં જ આખો દાડો રાખતા અને પેલો ચાકર રાખેલો તે મેક શ્યોર કરે કે એ કુંડાળાની બહાર નહીં જાય. અને તે માણસ એકલો કુંડાળામાં રહી રહીને ગીતાંજલિ લખેલી. That was his call.
Right.
Just to give an example.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more? I can take one more question and then we'll.
અમૃતભાઈ, હમણાં તમે ચંદ્રકાંતભાઈના સવાલના જવાબમાં જે કહ્યું એમાં પ્રારબ્ધની કઈ વાત આવી કે
પ્રારબ્ધ એ તમારા કર્મનું જ ફળ છે, નામ બીજું છે એટલું જ.
બરાબર.
કોઈને એમનેમ તો મળી જવાનું નથી. એમનેમ આવવાનું ક્યાંથી? એટલે તો પેલો શબ્દ આવ્યો એની અંદર લાસ્ટ સ્ટાન્ઝાની અંદર 7th ચેપ્ટરની અંદર કર્મ અને પૂર્વ મીમાંસાની વાત આવી કે એવરીથિંગ કર્મ જ એકલો એક થાંભલો છે કે જેના ઉપર બધું ટકેલું છે. પ્રારબ્ધ એન્ડ એવરીથિંગ. આપણે એને છૂટું પાડતા નથી એટલે, ઓર પ્રોપર પર્સ્પેક્ટિવની અંદર જોતા નથી એટલે. Good enough?
Yes, very good.
All right, then we will go to our closing prayer, and then we will close this session, except my Sanskrit friends. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop recording here.